Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Tonight's show, how to spice up a sagging sex life. Some hot breastplate tips to get her going and tips to blend fantasy into a monogamous sex life. All that and more. Enjoy the show. But first, let me ask you a question. Are you getting enough? I bet you'd love a little more, right? A little more action. Who doesn't want a little more action? AdamandEve.com wants to give you more. They give you 10 free gifts. Who the hell does that anymore? Free gifts. You'll get a sexy surprise for her, a specially selected prize for him, and a little something that you'll both enjoy. Talking about spicing up the sex life, you'll enjoy it. You'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. So what do you have to do to get your 10 free gifts? Not hard at all. Go to AdamandEve.com, select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, sexy piece of lingerie, a game. I'm so into couples games right now. They have these really fun games that you can play to get to know what you both like about each other, what you both like in bed. Try one of those out. Just enter offer code Emily at checkout and you'll get 10 free gifts. That's AdamandEve.com. Use code Emily for 10 free gifts. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com, where all your sexy things are happening there. And we're relaunching our website soon, too. It's going to be even more robust. But right now, we have blogs we put up every day, videos, every question, everything you want to know about sex and relationships. It's going to be there. And sign up for our mailing list because it rocks. We send you an email like once a week with a lot of great information about stuff you might have missed and tips to improve your life overall. And I'm here with Anderson. What up, Anderson?
What up, Em?
How you doing? Happy October.
I love October.
You
It's my
do?
favorite.
Really? Fall?
I like it when it gets cooler, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's dark and it's cool. It's been so friggin' hot for like 2 months, like
There's
95 degrees.
So much fun coming up, with like first you got the Halloween and then you get the Thanksgiving and then the Christmas and all that stuff, even though it gets a little less fun as you get older.
Right?
Still like the memories and the smells of the pumpkin and all that. I love it.
Do Halloween? Get dressed up?
I'm like Martha Stewart at my house.
What do you mean?
Like
you make costumes for everyone?
Like I decorate it. And
oh,
I
you
get,
do?
Like,
You like kids who come by? That's cute.
Well, no, like just for me, like to have at my house in October, just so I have like the Halloween stuff around the house.
I'm never invited over. I'm going to come.
Yeah, come on out to
Okay,
the valley.
yeah, right. You're like, yeah,
check
I'll
it
see you
out.
there. We're doing, so October at Sex with Emily, because every month we have a little something going on. Last month was sex ed. Of course, August was anal sex month. And this month is freaky sex. And what I mean by that, just to go along with the Halloween theme, some things that are outside the box. Little kinky things to spice it up, dirty talk, BDSM, role-playing. We're going to give you some great tips. So check all that. And I'll also probably be teaching a workshop at Hustler again, which I have to find out the date, which was amazing the other night. Have I seen you? It was so good. My workshop, it was back to basics, sex ed. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not like we're going to sit and talk about condoms all the time, but it was really like Anderson, people were like really gripped. They like taught. It felt so good to me that because I'm reading it going, I've been doing this for 10 years. People know this stuff. And it was just, people were asking all the questions and everyone like kept emailing. They learned a bunch of stuff. And my Lori, who works, he was there with her new boyfriend. And he was like, I learned a lot. She's like, really? And he like named 10 things he learned. And then they went and had amazing sex. So, that's why I exist. I'm going to do more of these workshops.
That's why I exist.
It's true.
I know,
I'm not
I know
necessarily having amazing sex. No, I am actually having really good sex.
You don't always have to practice what you preach. I mean, look at the Catholic priests.
Oh, dear.
You don't have to.
They do practice though. I don't want to get into
preach.
some religion now, but Catholic priests are not a good example of.
I'm saying like you can have terrible sex. You personally have terrible sex, but you can still give great.
No, I
sex
can't
relationships.
though, because then people would be like, "I slept with her and she sucked." So they would come out. They'd be like,
has
"Shit,
that happened? Has
no,
anyone done that?
dude,
No
I'm
one's
really
tried to
good."
slander? Oh, you could probably sue somebody if they ever did.
Yeah, but I have to say that I'm pretty confident in my bedroom skills.
Okay.
I might not be a great girlfriend. I don't cook.
Mm-hmm. You don't decorate for Halloween.
I don't decorate for Halloween. I'm not a great planner.
Do you have like little spooky dildos around the house Halloween time though?
Well, if you think dildos are spooky, then yes. I've got a lot of spooky stuff going on in my house right now. Oh my God, I have a lot of stuff. It's so funny because I'm so tired because I was up till like 3 a.m. last night. So I sort of obsessed about organizing my toys and I've been getting so many. And then I got the Sybian, which is like a game changer. So my entire house, I was like putting all the like clitoral vibes in one drawer and all the G-spot vibes and all the lube in one drawer because I realized it was all over the place. And so now I feel a lot better. I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I feel really organized. So that's
which
really
is a rarity for you.
No, it is. It's true. Don't you feel like you need to get like a control? Is there something in your life that you feel like once it's under control, you feel better?
Yeah, that's most everything that's always out of control. Though.
Right. That's how I feel too. So I could have been, writing something or paying bills, but now I feel really good because I know where all my like water-based lubes are and silicone lubes. It was a good night. So there's something else I have to tell you, Anderson.
What's that?
You had an amazing event the other night.
I did.
Your film screening, which was so great
Yes.
to celebrate you. But there's something that I didn't tell you would happen after. It was a really interesting night. So first I went to dinner with Dr. Drew and Susan, his wife. So it was like a nice dinner. And then afterwards we went to your screening, which was great. And I was with this guy that I've been dating. And then as we were leaving, I get a text from this couple I know, this swinger couple. Do you remember Holly and Mike? They were on my show.
You've had a few couples that were swingers on the program.
They have a show on Playboy Radio called Swing.
I do remember them.
And they're a great couple. And we're friends. They text me they're like, come to a party. Come to like a play party. Like what's called swinger parties. I'm like, I'd love to because I've been to swinger parties. When I first started, it was more like I'm the voyeur and I was observing when I first started my show. And I haven't been to one in LA. And I just thought, you don't have to do anything, but I kind of want to check it out. And the guy I've been dating was like, I'd really love to check out a party sometime. So we're leaving a party and I get a text from them. And they're like, oh, come to this party. It's in the Hollywood Hills and it's like beautiful house. Like, come meet us here. And I was like, okay, well, I'm with this guy. And they're like, great, come along. So we show up at the swinger party and we get in and it's like the beautiful people swinger party. So it wasn't like everyone with ponytails and what people would think.
What's with the ponytails in that
Everyone
community?
says that it's not true. Everyone thinks I've not seen
Fanny packs,
there wasn't one
ponytails.
ponytail. I was a little overdressed, meaning I was wearing a mini skirt and a tank top. And women were like in bathing suits and
Did
stuff.
you change?
No, I was wearing that at your party. You didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
Well, it wasn't super mini, but it was like cute outfit, but not like naked. And so it was so interesting because I've been, and what happens at these parties, they're like a regular party. You go in, people are drinking, everyone's talking. I mean, the women are a little more scantily clad. But after about an hour or two, you look around, everyone's having sex. But at first you can't really tell. You're like, are they just dancing? You're like, oh no, he's banging her from behind. Oh, she's giving him a blowjob. There's people in the bed.
A house?
Is that a house?
Like someone's house? Do they rent the house out?
No,
or
it's like
is
someone's house. And there's like little bedrooms. It's like, condoms everywhere. And then someone comes in and changes the sheets. Now, I have to tell you, I did not engage anything, but it was really interesting being with someone who's never, because I've been before, who's never seen it. And the funny thing is, Hallie and Michael left before we did because my friend was like, oh, he's like, I want to check this out. But it's just funny because you look to the right. You're like, oh, he's like, wasn't that the guy that was just talking to us about like stocks and bonds? And now he's like, going down on this chick on the couch. And
guys that like stocks and bonds
if
also
you've
like
never,
sex.
I know, it was like 5 minutes later, everyone, and literally they're just, at first you're kind of like, are they, aren't they? And, stuff's going on. It was just really interesting. And it was funny seeing it through his eyes because I was like, let's just go. Like I've seen people banging. And I guess I've just sort of, disillusioned.
When you do
with
it
all.
for a living, it's kind of like,
I don't go to
work.
swinger party for a living, but I've seen it. But if you've never been.
You talk sex,
I do.
relationships.
I'm like,
and when
okay,
you go to
they're
a party where
banging.
it's just
She
all
doesn't
over
look
the
like she's
place.
having fun.
Was there a big bowl with drugs at the front door?
No drugs. There was no drugs.
Stupid.
I know. There was no drugs. There was nothing. There was like drinking a little bit. But it was like nice people. And if I was in the mood, I was really tired after, but it was funny to watch it through this guy. But the thing that was good, it was a good foreplay. Mm-hmm. Like we kind of like started making out. It was hot. And then we went home and had great sex. We did not have sex there.
No.
So I just wanted to share with you what a robust evening that was.
That would be weird. That'd be weird if you were that
I'm
girl.
not.
You're like,
I'm
I'm
not that girl.
crazy, I'm wild, I'm sex with Emily.
No,
Let's
maybe
do
if
it.
there was a big pile of drugs. But I just thought you'd like to know that it was a very
I'm
full
glad
weekend.
that you ended up going from one
It
hot,
was a
sweaty,
celebration of you.
giant room to another.
That was amazing, though. It was a great event. And you have another event, you said, that I hope I can make it to?
My buddy, Michael, he's an event organizer, and he also raises money for charities. And it's kind of on the heels of what I just did. But I got another one, a thing coming for guy's name is Greg Wiseman, and we're doing a Q&A for a new book that he has out. And there's going to be some big actors there.
Ooh, big. Like tall?
Vanessa Marshall, Ed Asner. He's a legend.
Oh, wow, legend.
He's going to be on the panel. So it's at Meltdown Comics, which is a sweet location
That's
in Hollywood.
awesome.
October 9th, 7 p.m. Tickets start at $10, and you can go to friendsforbenefits.org. Friends for Benefits.
Not friends with benefits, friends for
Friends
benefits.
for. And
Got it. Maybe you'll find a FWB when you're there.
And there's going to be some good conversation. You go to that's .org, and then you can get the tickets there.
Okay,
they start
cool.
at $10. portions of the proceeds go to Comfort Zone Camp, which is it's a great cause. So you're going to learn some stuff. It's
a Friday
going to
night?
be there. It's a Friday night.
That's
I'm going to
great.
be there.
I'm always looking for cool stuff to do in LA that makes me feel artsy and sophisticated and
Meltdown
cultured.
Comics is great.
Love it.
And then when you got Ed Asner there and Greg Wiseman.
And you.
Creator of Gargoyles, and he's also oversees a bunch of cartoons like the Star Wars Rebels. Like he's like the supervising
That's gonna be
producer.
fun.
He's a really super smart guy. I'm having lunch with him on Monday, but I will be moderating the Q&A. So come on
You'll
out.
be good at that.
Help give some money to charity and have a good time at the Meltdown Comics, which is where Nerdist is.
Nerdist,
too,
I was there. I was on a
podcast.
podcast there too. Okay, well that's good, Anderson.
So
Look
thanks
at you
for
getting
letting me
out
get
there.
that plug in there.
Of course. Oh my God, dude,
I want
I
to
love
sell
you.
tickets from Michael because Michael's a great guy and Greg's a great
And it's a
guy.
good cause.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
a good
something
cause.
to do. What else are you can do on Friday night? Sit home, watch Netflix. Boring.
If you've been looking for an excuse to go see where Nerdist does all their shows, come on
Yeah.
down.
Oh my God, Nerdist is huge. They do lots of great podcasts, except for this one.
Friendsforbenefits.org.
Okay, cool. We'll be there, Anderson. We'll be there to support you, man. Okay, I've got a little bit of sex in the news. I got your emails. And I love hearing from everybody. I just want you to know that it's funny because feedback at sexwithemily.com. I do read all of your emails, and we really are getting better now at letting people know that we've answered them on the show. Because it took me a while to get that system going. But for 10 years, we email you, you can listen, we help you.
Oh, you got
change
that in
your life.
place finally.
It took me a
Cool.
long time.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why, you know why I felt bad about it, though? Because my first job, I worked in politics for 10 years. I worked for my congressman, but not for 10 years, but that was my
could see
first
that,
job.
yeah.
I was an intern in D.C.
Right.
And that was when everyone was writing letters then. And everybody, they got stacks and stacks and stacks of mail. And his thing was like, you have got to email every single constituent back or write them back. Even if they're like, my stop sign is broke. Like, why isn't there a stop sign? And you're like, just because you have to acknowledge it. And to me, I'm like, people write me. I want to acknowledge it. So that's what we do.
So you learn good habits in politics, and
exactly.
you
And
carry
it took me
them
10
over
years
into
to
the
get
sex
over
world.
into my show. Exactly.
Hey, speaking of 10 years, real quick, in events and whatnot,
Yeah.
when are you going to do it?
We're working on the live show. Madison's in charge of it. We're going to do a live show, maybe at Improv. We got in touch
Have you
with your
gotten
friend.
in touch with the people
yeah,
over
but I
there?
don't know if Madison hears back from him yet. But
She hasn't heard back, or she didn't get back because
she didn't hear back.
That's
no, she did hear
bad
back.
practice. You
That
just-
is bad
yeah.
practice. He emailed her back finally, and then she's emailed. But we're going to do it. Anderson's going to be there. Mendes is going to be there. We're going to have other special guests, and it's like 10 years. I'm
Menace
really
and I got a
excited.
box.
Have you ever met him?
No.
You
I don't
guys
think
would like
so.
it. You
He
guys
might
just
have
sit
come.
there. You'll make fun of me the whole time. It'll be awesome.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyable.
It'll be a good time. Okay, so
Sex in the news.
Sex in the News. 7-Eleven offers date night delivery of ice cream and condoms.
What?
Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon here. So convenience store chain 7-Eleven announces its new delivery service includes an offered $20 date night pack containing ice cream, candy, Red Bull, and condoms.
That seems cheap.
I just want the ice cream. Yeah, it is cheap. Like, even if you don't want to have sex, I'd be like, I want the Red Bull and the ice cream.
Yeah.
And condoms. The date night pack, it costs $20. Okay, they get Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm totally down with that.
That's
Hershey's
$4.50.
chocolate bar.
That's like $5.56.
A can of Red Bull.
That's like another $3.
An 18-pack
Nine.
of Trident gum. And
That's
3
$1.
condoms.
9. All right, I see where they're making their money now. It's about
Where?
$12 worth of product and then
Okay.
$8 in delivery. I get it.
Okay, and then you tip maybe.
Because you're high or drunk when you need this stuff.
Right, because you're like,
you don't
are
want to
we
drive.
that friggin' lazy though? Like 7-Eleven is their convenience, but what they say is, they also offer the hangover pack for the next
Ooh,
day.
I like this.
Extra strength what is it?
Acetaminophen.
How do you say it? Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen.
Like what are Aleve, ibuprofen, a fruit punch Gatorade, a large pepperoni pizza, and their food there is kind of gross, but that's what feels good on a stomach,
Right.
gross stomach. What's it called? A hungover stomach. A sandwich containing smoked turkey and pepper jack. Okay, so what they say is the vice president of innovation says from 7-Eleven, it's their aim to redefine convenience. Because now it's like you don't have to come in the goddamn store.
Because they are convenient. I mean, they're on every
I just want the
other
Ben & Jerry's
corner.
delivered. Do you think they'll just do that? I would pay $20 for
I
nights
think they
just
should
to
do
Ben & Jerry's.
like a combo pack for like $40 or maybe $35. You can get both. You can get the sex night delivery and then the next morning.
I should get sex toys delivered, a sex toy delivery service.
Oh, you should.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what's the car going to look like? I like it.
like my car. Like literally, I could
It
start
should
tonight.
be made to look like a penis, Emily.
Oh, okay.
You're
A dildo
missing-
car. No, what I'm saying is my car could be sex toy delivery right now without the stuff coming out. I can't even close my trunk right
Remember
now.
the ambiguously gay duo on SNL?
Yes.
Ace and Gary, and they
Yes,
drove that car?
totally.
That's what the car should look
A
like. to
penis
deliver.
mobile.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I wouldn't get enough attention with that at all. Okay, billboards.
You
yeah,
could
I
get
would hate
maybe
that.
an old rundown like Wienermobile from like the Oscar Mayer Wiener. Like you've seen those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if things don't work out with sex family, I'll just do that.
No, but you just deliver sex toys
Me?
in your
Can I hire
Wienermobile.
some people? I'd like
Yeah.
that. Actually,
Who?
you know, it's a good way to get out and see the world. And maybe I would do my podcast on the road. I'd be like, how are you going to use this toy tonight? Or how are you going to,
Hey,
what
not
positions?
bad, not
I could, you know what I could do? Oh, dude, here's it is.
Oh, we have to do this.
I just thought about this. Everyone's emailing me for advice, right? And most of the things I can help someone in like 10 minutes. And a
Mm-hmm. Right.
lot of people email me and they're like, do you see patients? Do you see people, couples individually? And I don't. And I've thought about it over the years. Like, because I mean, with friends I do, and friends of friends, or like at a party, I happen to help everyone a lot, pull me aside.
Right.
But what if someone was like, okay, I'll pay whatever for an hour. Emily comes over. She gives us like 15 minutes of sex therapy. She drops off. Like I go in my trunk. I'm like, okay, here's the recipe for you.
Yeah.
You need a clitoral vibe.
Right.
He needs something for his anus. You definitely need silicone lube and condoms. So
Like
come back.
prescriptions.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a prescription. I write a prescription for sex.
Uh-huh.
Let's do this. I need an investor though.
How about we do this? Like the people that's writing their emails, they give us their name, age, and address, and you just like might show up. Like you might just show up at their door.
Exactly.
I'm
You
here
never
to
know.
Dispense your advice you asked for.
Dude, this is a great idea.
And we could have like,
We could
microphones.
film it.
And
I love it.
Let's do it.
Okay, done. We're in. We're down.
We'll just hope that their parents aren't home when we knock on the door.
No. We have to get it all checked out. You know how it is with like waivers and all that. Okay, there's a billboard that links dating apps Tinder, Grindr with sexually transmitted diseases. This was actually in the news today, and I'm going to be in Huffington Post live tomorrow to talk about the same issue. An AIDS healthcare group is defending an ad campaign in Los Angeles, USA. Los Angeles, United States of America. Thank you very much. If you didn't know, that links popular dating apps with the spread of STDs. The AIDS Healthcare Foundation targets Tinder, a location-based dating app, and Grindr, a similar site for gay men, in billboards and bus benches that are reminding users about the risk of STDs. So check this out. The billboards show a silhouette of a man labeled Tinder face-to-face with a woman silhouette labeled chlamydia. A silhouette of a man labeled Grindr faces a male silhouette labeled gonorrhea. So it's kind of dark. But they say they're defending it because, of course, Grindr and Tinder are pissed. They say, though, AIDS Foundation, in many ways, location-based mobile apps are becoming a digital bathhouse for millennials, wherein the next sexual encounter can literally just be a few feet away, as well as the next STD. So, yeah, within 2 hours of the billboards going up, Grindr pulled commercials from the foundation's website. There's all this stuff. But this is on the back of another study that came out that did say, this was in May, and it said between 2013 and 2014, cases of syphilis grew by 79%. HIV infections are up 33% and gonorrhea by 30%. And they say that they can track it back to the use of Tinder and all these apps and these sites in these cities.
Right.
So the thing is, I understand why Tinder and Grindr would be upset, but I'm not against anything that's going to have people think twice before having a casual encounter.
It's about awareness.
It is about awareness. Don't you agree?
Yeah, but I'm a product of the 90s, and I dealt with the whole AIDS epidemic and all the goddamn awareness. And you know what? I know it was tragic, and I know a lot of people died from it, but also it cost a lot of people in my generation a lot of sex.
You're just pissed that you missed out a lot of sex.
A lot of sex. And I got tired of the fucking just say no campaigns. So I'm a little bit...
That was for drugs.
I know, but still, there was a lot of crossover,
You're
too.
right. No, you're right. Just
and
saying no drugs and sex.
I just can't believe that people are so dumb. They don't think, oh, yeah, having unprotected sex on Grindr or Tinder might cause syphilis.
Well, here's what
happens. I might go
happens.
down like Al Capone.
Here's what happens is that, let's be honest, a lot of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life are things that I regret, let's say sexually or otherwise. I was probably drunk.
You said you've never regretted one sexual encounter. You told me this.
No, okay. Not regret to the point where like, oh my God, I can't believe I got like syphilis or I got
right.
something bad. But like, there have been things that I've done where I'm like, I probably wouldn't have had sex with him, or maybe I probably wouldn't have made out with him or let him touch my boob.
Right.
But I'm saying that
so
what happens is people drink and your inhibitions go out. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, kind of. And you know what I've even heard people say? Well, I know him. He's a friend of a friend, so he's must be STD free. You cannot
ridiculous.
tell anything. You can't tell by looking. You can't believe what they say. So, I'm all for it.
But do you really think that billboards are going to be helping people out? Do you really think that someone's going to be like, hey, I didn't think of that?
Here's this.
And
You're
it gets
driving to a
planted
Tinder date
subconsciously?
and you're all sober and you're going to meet this chick at a bar, right? In West Hollywood. You're driving and you're like, oh, syphilis.
Everything in there.
You're seeing gonorrhea Tinder. And then you're driving, you meet her and you're like, okay. And then it's in your mind. You're like, I don't want to get gonorrhea. You're thinking to yourself, I might have sex with her. I hope I do. And you plant in your head that I should probably use a condom.
Okay, this might seem harsh, but anyone who needs that billboard reminder that safe sex is important, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if they got a little stiff.
Have you ever put
And
your
then they
seatbelt
can't-
on when it says seatbelt?
No, negative. And then
I
maybe that person that gets a little stiff, they can't procreate.
You
and
can also get herpes,
make more
never goes away.
dumb people like them. You know what I mean?
You get pregnant. I mean,
They
the whole
never
thing is,
heard
that
him.
here's the thing. Condoms are not, I think people have bad experience with condoms, but there's so many great skin condoms I love, SKYN. They index to wearing nothing. Literally, it feels like you are wearing nothing.
Right.
I gave some to a bunch of people in the office, and Lori in my office just had sex with the new guy. Talked about Lori's sex life a lot.
Where'd she meet him?
She met him online on one dating app. She was like dating a guy that she wasn't
Was he
into.
Mr. Herpes or Mr. Syphilis?
No,
Which
he
one
was
was
nobody.
He?
But what I'm saying is she met this guy. She was dating a guy that was not good for her at all. And then she met this guy and they're like madly in love. And then she's, met him at, what was I just saying? She met him on Tinder. And what was my point of it? The sex.
That's sweet. And then condoms. And
Oh,
how they
condoms. So then she said we use the skin because I'm always talking about it. And she's like, he was like, those, like, first of all, whoever says that was a great condom, what was it afterwards? I was like, did he? Because I know they're awesome, people, but like he literally noticed it. So what I'm saying is if you're anti-condom, there's some really good ones out there that might try some on.
Lauren.
Lori.
Lori?
You haven't met her yet.
I don't think I have.
No, she's awesome. She
Is
does
Lori-
like videos, production.
I could see a girl, I don't know Lori at all, but I could see her going, the condom was good? Well, what about
How was
me?
I? What about me? It was like,
I good?
oh, dude, I'm sure she kills it in bed. She's hot. She's awesome. So there you go. That's my sex in the news.
I like it. I can see a lot of people are probably, I could see groups being upset with 7-Eleven as well. I bet there's going to be some backlash here.
Why? Because Ben and
saying that
Jerry's
they're-
being delivered to your
they're
house?
encouraging hookups and they're encouraging binge drinking. I can see
They're not
groups.
delivering alcohol.
No, they're delivering that cures what ails you. You know
Well,
what I
they're
mean?
not saying, if they say, and you're not going to drink, so you're going to wake up hungover.
Right. I wonder who delivers it, though. I wonder if it's the dudes that work there.
I
or
hope
if they
not.
got,
I don't want to talk to them.
Wow,
The guy-
Em, what
no,
the
because
F?
the guy who works at my 7-Eleven.
What in the world? That was just no
not
hesitation.
Okay, that was not them. I meant the 7-Eleven in my house. No, I have an issue
You have a
with
7-Eleven in your house.
No, I have a really, the most disappointing.
I bet you got a guy who's kind of lechy.
No, I have the most disappointing 7-Eleven that's ever existed on the face of this earth. That is 2 blocks from my house. Convenient.
Right.
However, they have 0 snacks that I like. The Slurpee machine is always broken. Like, I like Coke Zero. Can't you get Coke Zero? I like certain kind of potato chips. They don't have them.
They sell booze?
I don't even know. I don't drink a lot. But they just,
I hate how
I'm
some
like,
of the 7-Elevens have beer and some don't.
they have bananas.
You never know.
Like, sometimes I'm like, it'll be at 1 a.m. I'm like, I want a banana for my smoothie. But like, literally, they have nothing. I'm like, what? And then I got mad at them once. I'm like, how do you not have pretzel M&Ms? Like, couldn't you just order it right now? Like, I got mad. So that's what I'm talking about 7-Eleven. My 7-Eleven. And I go to other 7-Elevens. They're fine. This one sucks. It's on Melrose. I can't be the only one who's upset.
No, you can't be. I know the one you're talking about, too. That's a shitty little one. It's like back in
Why
the back
can't I
on
have
the,
a good
in the strip
one?
mall.
Yeah, it's the back of a strip mall.
Yeah.
Of a shitty little strip mall that says UPS dealer on it, and the UPS store doesn't even take UPS anymore. So just the whole mall fucks up my life.
All right, so just to be clear, Emily wasn't talking about across the board people that work
No,
at
7-Eleven's fine. I meant my 7-Eleven. It's all I have, and I have nothing.
I
for
hope that they
snacks.
thought this out. I hope the guy behind the counter isn't like riding his bike around town delivering this stuff and puts like a little like "be back in 5 minutes" sign because I don't want that.
No, I'm sure it's a
don't
big
wanna be-
corporation,
I
except for
hope so.
the one that works for me must be independently owned. Okay. Everyone, thank you for emailing me. Feedback at sexwithemily.com. And you guys are kicking ass because I've asked you to tell me your name, where you live, and how old you are. And you're doing pretty good job. So I love you all. Okay. Hi, Emily. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 2 years now, and we both love our sex life. However, we are now starting to feel it's become too routine for us. He's 39, I'm 26. We both have high sex drives, but we definitely need some more moves or something. Could you recommend some fun new positions and also some toys that would be fun for both? Thanks, Emily. Love the podcast. Ariana, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Okay, Ariana, great question. Okay, so they've been together 2 years. Yeah. Sounds about right. You need a little spicing up. Okay, so a few things. Here's some quick tips. Sometimes mixing things up are simple as just changing where you're having sex all the time. It's like anything. If you have the same meal every day, you get the same sandwich. You go to 7-Eleven for the same Slurpee that doesn't work. You're going to be like, want to change it up. So if you always have sex in your bedroom, next time you guys order in, make a picnic in your living room. It's fall. It's getting, cooler out. You can build a fire. You can have some sexy foods. Having sex on the couch is so fun. Having sex on the spinning cycle of the dryer can be really fun too. Okay, so mix up location, spontaneous sex. Okay, also increases the lust factor. In fact, it was interesting, Anderson. We did this on Loveline a few weeks ago. We did the call in with your best sex story ever. We did this a half-hour open forum on Loveline, which is a great show we're on as well, podcast and live show. And the thing that was the common denominator of all the calls were that it was unexpected, spontaneous sex. Most of the callers.
That is the best.
It is because, it's the anticipation. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. The longer you wait for something, the more you want it. And that's why often when we desire someone, it's almost the build-up's better than the actual sex sometimes. So try to, make it more spontaneous. You could, next time he comes home, just whip down his pants, give him a blowjob.
There is no anticipation, though, if it's spontaneous.
If you're living together. That's true, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess, am I talking about it? Well, spontaneous, you're right. That's two different things.
Yeah.
But it could be spontaneously, it's because you're right. Was that wrong?
Yeah, a little bit wrong. You know it, though. But
well, I guess I'm also saying that
there is also
the build-up, the lust and the build-up, even if it's no, I am right. Because even if I'm like, wait, it could be spontaneous.
Right.
I could have met you an hour ago at the bar.
Right.
But it's so exciting because it's new and I'm building up to this, like the lust, everything's new.
But there's a lack of anticipation. Now, there is that to be said, too. Like, maybe you do set, like, a time. Like, hey, we can't have sex until after, 3 shows. We have to watch 3 Key and Peels before we get to bang. And then there's some good anticipation there.
You know what? I often tell couples who are having struggles with their sex life to just take sex off the table. If you're like, oh, she wants it, he doesn't, he wants it.
Yeah, the last thing you want is it to become a chore.
Yeah, don't you want to do like massage? Discover each other's erogenous zones again. Be adventurous.
That'll lead to something else.
You never know. So feel free to be adventurous. Start, or like if you want to have sex outdoors, you can do it in your backyard. Watch porn together. Have you guys ever done that?
Walls are high if you're doing it in your backyard.
I don't know. I don't know if they have kids, but like that's what I'm saying. Changing location. What? What'd you do? What? Tell me.
If I was alone in a bar with these people and they were asking me, I'd tell them to get your book.
Hot sex?
Yeah.
I do think that my book is great foreplay. It's a great inspiration.
And you just flip to any page. I'm like, that's what we're going to try tonight.
It's true. Hot sex, over 200 things you could try tonight.
Wheelbarrow, but let's give it a shot.
And it's beautiful illustrations. I mean, they're funky, cool illustrations. I forget to talk about it. Go to my website, click on the banner, get it on Amazon, and it's like $15 or something.
Yeah, and if you got like Amazon Prime, you'll have it in 2 days. You'll have it by like weekend.
Here's the thing. You'll have it this weekend, and you just open up to any page, and there's nothing in there that you need to go out and buy. You can just do everything there. It's like moves and teasing. You got the parts. You got the penis. You got the things going on. Porn's great, and also sex toys. Here's my advice. A great sex toy, if you haven't used toys before, my hands-down favorite is a vibrating ring.
Oh, okay.
A cock ring. Because it's a couple's toy. The vibrations feel good on him. He puts it on his penis. The vibrations feel good on him, and she rides him and hits her clitoris. Right. But you can also take it off, put it on her 2 fingers. She can give him a hand job with it, tickle his balls. He can use it on her nipples. That's what I'd say is a great one. Also, the We Vibe Bore is a great couple's toy. You wear it while you're having sex. And then also you could try a little bondage. And when I say bondage, I don't mean you got to get a red room of pain. Blindfold each other. You take away one sense, all your other senses become heightened. So you just blindfold each other, and you're like, tonight I'm in charge of you. Or for the next hour, I'm doing what I want to you. And he has to give up all control. And you can like massage him. You can give him a blowjob. You can pour some hot massage oil on him. You can put ice cubes in your mouth and give him a blowjob. Do whatever you want. Surprise him. Surprise him. Be spontaneous. And have a good time.
You just surprised me.
Those are so many things to do. How did I surprise you?
Because you listed a full list of like sex toys.
Dude, this is what I do.
And I didn't hear you say the one.
Oh, the Mimi?
Ah, she did it! I just kept waiting for the Jeju Mimi to come flying out of your mouth.
Is my favorite. And I also, the Jeju, they make a great cock ring too called the Mio. They make the Mio. M-I-O. Go to goodvibes.com. No, what?
Should be the Meow.
Now, you know why I love the Mio cock ring? It's rechargeable. I mean, there's also cheap ones. Like, if you want to just buy like a disposable one to see if you like it, you can do that. But this is rechargeable. When you say
cock ring. It's very shocking.
I actually, for a long time, would just say penis ring. Yeah, I don't even like the word cock unless I'm talking dirty.
C-ring, maybe. It's jarring.
Dude, I don't have time. Really?
Yeah, a little jarring.
For you? Cock?
It's a little
God.
jarring.
Really?
Coming out of your sweet mouth? Yeah, it's a little jarring.
I am sweet, aren't I? It's funny. Okay, so the other thing is, that's it. I'm going to tell you all one more thing, though, here. Real quick, speaking of a little break here that I have to talk to you about my so I'm always trying to get into, but I don't know if you know this, but Anderson, I try to meditate every day, and I think so much of life and having a routine. What are you laughing?
I just can picture you actually doing it.
I do. I've been meditating for 20 years.
I know, and you went to that whole place where like for 10 days you didn't
silence,
say a word.
Blah blah blah. I've done it 3 times. 30 days in silence.
Insane to me that you actually did that.
I actually stopped talking.
But I'm picturing you, as I know you, in your apartment saying, I'm going to sit down and be quiet now for 20 minutes.
I do it.
Okay.
Every day. Not only that, I use my intensity, which is my...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You insert something inside yourself before you do this?
No. This is my routine in the morning now because I'm obsessed with the intensity because it has changed my sex life because it is... a health product, toy invented by a doctor that looks like a rabbit vibrator, and you put it inside you, and it does your Kegel exercises for you. Okay? Women never do them. I try to get you. I made the iPhone app Kegel Camp, and a lot of times you're doing them wrong. So this, you puff it up a little bit so it hits your pelvic floor in exactly the right way. You lay back. So I lay back on my bed, and it's just really calming, and I use it for 10 minutes. And then I have an orgasm after because it is a rabbit vibe. But I'm telling you too much information.
No, well, there's that. But you just told me that you meditate every day, and now you're, giving me the details.
No, I'm talking about routine. What I'm saying is
you're not meditating. You're beating off every day.
I wake up. I meditate for 20 minutes. Then I use my intensity because it takes all the confusion out of Kegel exercises. Every single woman, her pelvic floor muscles are going to become weak. Oh. It happens over time. She's going to sneeze. She's going to pee. Oh, she's going to feel loose. If you can't have orgasms, there's so many reasons to have these muscles that are strong. I mean, go online, look at it. And it also targets your G-spot and clitoris. It uses gentle electrostimulation. So you feel these little like waves go through you, and it contracts your vaginal muscles for you. You don't have a vagina, so you don't know what I'm saying.
I have no idea what's
going
on.
But it's so calming. And now I'm walking around with PC muscles of steel.
Okay, is there an apparatus where you can put it in there? Maybe it has like a little tube connected to like a little ball where you can squeeze with your pelvic floor muscles and see just how much energy?
Yes, has biofeedback.
Okay, because then you could like see your number going up,
yes.
and then you could be like, my vagina is the strongest muscle in my body.
I'm on level 4 now. I started at 1, and they said go really slow, and I've been using it for a month now, but I've been using it regularly for 14 days. Every single day.
How many levels are there?
I'm just really proud of myself because I have a hard time sticking with things. And
Can you get a black belt for your vagina?
Yes.
If you get to a certain level.
Dude, I could wield around like a hammer right now or something. I could hammer something into that wall. Okay, so and you know what's so funny? We talked about it on the show a few weeks ago, and I've never in my life received so many emails from people who wanted to get
Picture you hammering nails in your wall.
I do handiwork now through my vagina. I do. I smoke cigarettes, I drink wine, everything through my vagina.
Your vagina is so badass.
It's so badass. But the thing is that like I feel it, and I've done them regularly before. Anyway, the point is it's called the Intensity. It's pourmoi.com, pourmoi.com. I talked about it a few weeks ago on the show, and in 10 years, literally I've never gotten so many emails about a product that people want. So check it out, pourmoi.com.
You know why?
Why?
People like to have things do work for them.
I'm telling you, if I had something that would exercise for me every day, I just went to spinning for you. Right. And I was sitting here eating chocolate chips.
Well,
I'd be chocolate cookies.
Bruce Lee had those things, right? Where he put the suction cups on him and it would like contract his muscles. It sounds like that. Every time you tell me about this, it reminds me of that.
It is that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, and I'm feeling it. I'm having stronger orgasms. I'm like, it's.
Your orgasm is like, here I am.
No, it's
Check
true.
me out.
Because the G-spot orgasm is a little more elusive, but now I'm having the blended so much easier.
Are you scaring your boyfriend yet? Is he getting scared?
No, he's so psyched. I ripped his penis off by mistake with it. But no, he's cool.
And then you use your vagina to actually heal it back up, like a triage.
Exactly, it was triage. He's actually a doctor, which is funny. So it was weird that I ripped his penis off.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You brought a doctor to my event? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't meet him. Did you meet him? I don't remember.
I think I might.
Doesn't matter.
I met a lot of people.
That's okay. He might not. Whatever. Okay. So, yeah, it was a great night. Okay. Another email. What?
I'm still just picturing you in your back hammering nails.
Hammering nails with my vagina. It's amazing how powerful the vagina is. I mean, really, women rule the earth. We do. We have so much power. And then if you strengthen your Kegel muscles, you could like take over the world.
Wow. You're gaining. You're gaining.
It's true. Okay. Here's some breastplate tips.
Oh,
hey,
great.
Emily. My name's Alan. I'm 25 and I'm from Zimbabwe. Listening all the way in Zimbabwe. I've been a listener of your podcast since the episode you were on Chris Jericho's podcast, and I want to say thank you for the great sex advice you offer in each of your episodes. Coming from someone who lives in a country that's very conservative when it comes to things like sex, because it's predominantly a Christian nation, so no sex before marriage, blah, blah, blah. Any tips you could offer about performing good breast play? A lot of the girls I've been with so far weren't ready for sex, but were open to making out and a little foreplay. And breast play has been my usual signature move to get them hot and heavy. But I have some trouble when it comes to pleasuring breasts that have small nipples. So please share advice for how to handle those as well as normal-sized ones. Thank you, Alan. I think it's a great question. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think it has to do with the nipple size. Women with small nipples, big nipples, you can still pleasure breasts the same. It's just that the individual woman might not respond the same. Just like every other sexual move and tip I give you, it's a case-by-case, a breast-by-breast basis. So first, here's some don'ts. Don't use your nails on her breasts. Don't twist her nipples like you're trying to get a signal or something. Don't slap her boobs unless she wants her to. Don't treat them like toys. And don't be really rough and bite them again unless she asks you to. So here's what you do, Ellen. Slow it all down. I always say this. Men just rip your clothes off, and he's like, this is why we think, they touch boobs and they rip, but he's not having sex. So really
right.
I like this because, Ellen, you're probably already naturally so. I would first touch her nipples, her breasts through her top, her clothing. So don't even take off her shirt. You just looked uncomfortable. No. Anderson, you weren't uncomfortable.
No. I'm not
You're actually doing something.
I tune out when I heard sex talk.
Dude, that is such a bad job when you're sitting here co-hosting with me.
I know, but sex talk I've been hearing it for 20 years, Okay.
Okay.
You touch it through the clothing.
Through the clothes. Because let me
good
tell you something. Not only are you slowing it
Talk
down.
about anticipation.
Anticipation. Thank you. I know. Whatever. It's all coming back together. All this stuff matters. Is that the longer you wait to undress her, the more aroused and turned on she's going to be, number one. Number two, the fabric against her breasts is really, her nipples feels really, really good. And it's just another sensation for a lot of women. Like when you rub over her underwear, it's the same thing. So then you can slowly take off her top, wait a few minutes, kiss her, then take off her bra, and start with, again, soft touching before you even get into squeezing or nipple play. Okay? Squeezing, nipple play. Wait. Then use your hands. Here's what you do. To make her nipples tense, you place your fingers on each side of the nipple, push down slightly, and slide your fingers apart like this, like with two fingers on either side.
Like peace. Like she's
peace
doing the
sign.
Richard
doing the
Nixon.
peace sign around nipples, okay? And then they're going to get hard. And then you could also use your mouth. Move the breast. First of all, I want to get back to the breast. Use slow circular motions. Start really, really gentle. I keep saying that, but it's true. And take her lead in how she likes to be touched. So does she start to breathe heavy? You can start to tell when she's really into it. So circular motions, slow touches. You can also use some lube on her nipples. I think lube is the best thing since sliced bread.
She loves her lube. She's
every
always
sex
forcing
act,
it
always.
on people. Gotta
And then
have
use
lube.
your mouth.
Take your lube.
Use your mouth. Can you use your mouth in Zimbabwe? Use the tip of your tongue to circle around the nipple. That feels really good. And then when they're erect, what?
Live in Zimbabwe still, or is he out here from Zimbabwe?
No, he's in Zimbabwe. That's why
Wow.
he's not having premarital sex.
I like it.
So he's really into breast play, which I wish every guy was into breast play. When they're erect, you can harden your tongue. You can flick it back and forth at her nipples. Again, it doesn't matter if her nipples are big or small. But the issue is that some women just don't have a lot of sensitivity in their nipples. It has nothing to do with the size. You can also slowly take it in your mouth, suck, and nibble. Do not bite.
We had that one porn star on that was talking about clamping it in between your teeth and the
she was
tongue.
on my show.
Yeah.
She said between the teeth and the tongue.
Yeah, a little bit. Just kind of like flick it with your teeth a little bit.
Yes, flick it with your teeth.
And I'd never heard of that.
But you got to be really careful with that.
Be careful when you get your teeth involved, of course.
Yeah,
but
you want to.
I don't.
Which episode was it? Who was that? One of the porn Siri?
Something Cross.
Caden Cross.
Yeah.
That was actually a great episode. Caden Cross. K with a K.
K with a K.
Check that one out. Also, suck, and then here's another great move. Suck, and then release her nipples while inhaling, because that increases like an icy sensation, and then you blow on it.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the different sensations. Okay.
Here's the main thing though: is
What?
like you got the meter right there in front of you. Like women can't really fake what they're feeling when it's happening to them. I mean, just pay attention to what's working for her and what's not.
Exactly. And that escalated.
It's pretty easy to read if you pay attention.
I think a lot of guys are just in their head thinking, what's next?
Right. But pay attention. And
So breath
it really
quickening.
helps too if you take your mind off of one, like what you're doing, and kind of watching her at the same time.
Right. It becomes like a dance.
It works. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. One more thing. Don't just stick to the nipples. Lick that space between her breasts. Lick under her breast because they don't get a lot of attention, but it feels really good. Good luck, Alan. You got it. You're killing it in Zimbabwe. Okay. Hi, Emily. I'm in the middle of an odd situation and I'm looking for your help. I've been married to my amazing husband for a year, and recently he brought up his fantasy, which he has never mentioned to me before. A few years back, we were both dating and very different people. We were very different people then. I cheated on him. He caught me red-handed. We got through that very dark time in our lives, and that horrible experience made us stronger than ever. But recently, my husband mentioned that he's been fantasizing about watching me with another man. I have no desire to be with anyone, but my husband and I still want to fulfill his fantasy. Do you have any fun ideas of how we can blend monogamy and his fantasy? Thanks so much for everything you do. I'm 26 and listen to you via the podcast app on my iPhone. Signed, Jay.
Bad times.
Okay, Jay, sounds like your husband has a little cuckold fetish.
Yeah, which
Cuckold.
you probably created with all the trauma you caused by cheating on him in the first place.
I don't about that. I don't think it had anything to do with that, but I love that they worked through it. Sometimes cheating makes you stronger, sometimes it kills you. But here's the thing. Cuckolding fetish means that he has the fantasy of seeing you with another man. And that's a lot of times how couples discover it. But it is true, you're right. When they sometimes when they find someone cheating, they realize that they kind of fetishize it. So that could be it. I had Dr. David Lay on my podcast,
Nice
L-E-Y.
name.
He talked about this at length about a year ago. I'm sure it's still on iTunes. Did iTunes still have only 30 episodes up?
It's whatever you said to that kid.
No. No, dude. I had 200, and then all of a sudden it went to 30.
I don't know, bro.
Let's fix it. But if you can't find it on iTunes, go to sexwithemily.com, search for Lay, David Lay, L-E-Y. Literally, that's what he studies. So in this instance, though, Jay, you got to get creative. So what you can do is when a couple doesn't really want to act out a fantasy, but they have one, you recreate it in the bedroom. So you talk dirty about it. You know, you tell them like, God, right now, I'm thinking about that guy we saw at the bar. I'm picturing him, he takes me home and you're watching. Like, you just talk about it. You can spit out stories that depict his fantasy to get him, turned on during sex. You can also, I could recommend role-playing, videotape you having sex with him dressed as a stranger.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways she doesn't want to do it. If you're not ready, you've got to blend this fantasy with reality. Maybe you watch porn about a husband doing it.
Well, is this guy marriage material? Is she going to marry?
She's married.
They're already married.
Yeah.
So they're kids.
It can be because she cheated and it could just be a thing he's always had.
And you know what? There's a good chance that he thinks he wants this, but once it starts happening.
Well, that's why they're not doing it. And I'm saying just talk dirty about it. That helps. That's how I was with a guy. I'd never been with a woman before. In my 20s, that I was dating my early 20s, and he was the guy that sexually opened me up.
Right.
Never stopped since then. Mm-hmm. But I remember him talking to me
residuals from your career.
Exactly. No, he should. He said that to me once. But it was interesting because he kept talking about I picture this woman going down or whatever, and I'd never really even thought about it, and it was just really hot the way he described the situation, and then it got me really turned on, and then eventually I had dabbled with some women. But it was hot. It's still just, yeah.
I didn't
you
know
knew that. I talked about it on Love
I think that you kind of shy away from that kind of thing. You don't admit to it.
I don't talk about it a lot, to be honest.
But you have.
But yeah, I have. I mean,
dabbled.
I've dabbled.
You dabbled south of the border there?
Yeah, I did. It was fun. One time, the first time was actually my first time at a swinger party.
Of course.
In San Francisco.
Drugs?
No drugs. Maybe a little alcohol. No drugs. And it was this hot chick, and she sought me out. And we started making out. And she had fake boobs. She was a stripper, a former stripper.
Were they hard?
Yeah, they're big. Big boobs. And we were making out in the bed. But then people were watching, and that was weird because I'm not really into that. Right. But then we went on a date.
No, really?
Yeah.
Was that weird? Was that awkward?
Yeah, I wasn't that into her after the
date. Did you guys have dinner and stuff?
Kinda.
Weird. What do you mean kinda? Did you go to dinner?
We had dinner and drinks. And then I was like, she was kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Shocking.
But then another time, I don't think I've ever told the story on the air. But I'm going to tell it right now.
Let's do it. I'm not going to hold you back.
I was at the Playboy Mansion for a party. Mm-hmm. I think it was my first time there or my second time there. And I met a couple. I was in LA. I was living in San Francisco at the time. And I met this really fun couple. And afterwards, do you want to come back to our house? I'm like, sure. So I went back to their house. And we hung out, had some drinks. And I slept with them.
With both of them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell asleep in the bed and woke up in the middle of them.
And then did you walk out?
But I went down to her. She went down to me. Gave her an orgasm. I'm pretty good at it. I'm a woman. I know.
And they knew what you did?
What?
They for a living. They knew?
They did, yeah. Because I was there interviewing.
They picked up at
no.
Playboy
I was
Mansion.
that was probably 6 years ago, and I was doing Sex with Emily podcast. I was doing video there and stuff like that. So they knew, but then afterwards they kept emailing me and calling me, and I ignored them completely. Mm-hmm. But it's not because they weren't a great couple. I was just that was a one-off experience. That was fun. And I lived in San Francisco. I don't even remember their names.
Going back to the cuckolding.
Yeah.
You shouldn't remember their names. That's good. It's a fantasy that you actually lived, and to let them be whoever, John and Jill.
Right.
But there's a scene in this David Lynch film called Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern.
I remember them, yeah.
And I love that movie. And I saw it when I was very young, and I was probably 13 or 14 when I first saw it. And I remember there's this scene where he's telling his girlfriend, Laura Dern, Nicolas Cage's, about the sexual encounter that he had with this girl, and she's completely getting off on it. Yeah. Laura Dern is. And she's like, tell me more. And then she did this, and she laid over the bed, and she had assault weapons and Spank House magazine. Weapons, right. Yeah. And then she's like, take a bite of peach. And Laura Dern is getting off, and they're sitting in this bar. And I remember it was so bizarre to me. It's like a little teenage boy. Why in the world? I'd be
how
so
could that
jealous.
turn you on? Exactly. But people...
It's a thing.
I'm telling you,
And
a lot
hopefully
of
with
people,
these guys, just talking can be enough.
Exactly. And it can be enough. You just get out of that jealousy thing. It's not really happening. It's harmless. It's safe. She's not having sex. You don't need condoms, anything in the room, but you're doing it. And sex is all about getting out of your head. Getting out of all the worries that you have and getting into the moment. Mm-hmm. And so, like, letting those words take you to another place, and that might do it for you.
I got to say, though, Jay, I am concerned a little bit that this is rehash from him catching you red-handed, is what you said. It sounds like he walked in on you sleeping with another man. And a lot of the time, cuckolding is based in, degrading. And maybe he's still pissed at you.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And maybe he's fantasizing for the wrong reasons. And maybe he's looking to blow up this relationship.
I agree that could be why. That's typically a lot of times why. But, and again, this is just her side of the story, but she starts by saying that the experience made us stronger. We're happier than ever.
Rationalization.
But recently, right. Well, so I'd like to hear him, but they're together. They got married. So
hold off on the kids until you figure out this cuckolding thing. How about that?
Oh, how about that? Okay, that's all I got time for.
Cool.
Yeah, and what else? You guys, listen. I love you all, and it would be so awesome if you followed me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's all at Sex with Emily and Snapchat because, like, I don't just do bullshit stuff on those sites. Like, I give stuff away.
She's constantly
I give you advice,
moving, constantly
moving.
Constantly
I'm doing
adding
stuff, and it helps me, and it'll help you, and it'll brighten your day. And also YouTube, follow me there. And also, what else, Anderson? I don't know. Anything else with you? AndersonCowan.com?
AndersonCowan.com. I'll have the link up for that event, too, that I was talking about. That will be a lot of fun. You can at least come out and watch me crash and burn, because I've never moderated anything.
Oh, it's fine. Just be you. You moderate every day.
So, friendsforbenefits.org. Tickets start at $10, and then they go up a little bit higher. You can get, like, Ed Asner's autograph at one of the levels. But the proceeds go to help things out. Greg Wiseman, writer of Reign of Ghosts, and that's what this is all about. It's going to be a great time.
I'm going to tweet it out.
It's going to be fun. So, it's here in LA at Meltdown Comics, October 9th. It's a Friday, 7 p.m.
Okay, everyone, go see Anderson. Check him out. Check out his podcast, and also the After Disaster and the Film Vault. And also, if you like my show, review us on iTunes. You're there anyway.
That'll help you.
That helps us a lot.
Well, I mean, not that you need much help. You're huge, but
I'm huge.
But that's the best way to get you go up in the charts.
So go and say, give us a 5-star if you're next time.
5 stars. The M's is great.
If it's not 5 stars, then don't listen. Just kidding.
I
love you all. Thank you, Madison. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you to everyone for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, everybody. I'm going to talk to you about Emily and Tony because it is my product line, and I would never make a product that didn't change your life and didn't feel really, really good going on your body. So this is Emily and Tony Down Under. We actually sold out of it last year at this time because it's that good. It's a unique cream formula, turns into a light natural powder to keep your intimate areas dry and comfortable and fresh and clean and ready for action. Down Under Comfort for men and women can be used anywhere on your body. It prevents sweat stains, chafing, and that not so fresh feeling. Someone wants to go down on you and you're like, I haven't showered. Guess what? You don't have to worry because you are still fresh and dry. And you know what? Poor hygiene, #1 complaint about sex for men and women. So check it out. One listener said, Down Under Comfort is a godsend. I was a baby powder man most of my adult life. And my girlfriend's a fan as well. And any guy who says that his girlfriend won't go down needs to try this stuff. So it's basically a recipe for a blowjob. Go to emilyandtony.com.
You can do it.
Go to emilyandtony.com. Get Down Under Comfort right now. Use coupon code Emily for 20% off your first order. And while you're there, try my aromatherapy massage candles because now we have a special sexy price. Check them out.
Right?
It's very special. Check it out. Thanks everyone for listening. Love you.